Hello all, Dezatell here again. This is kind of my garage man cave where I come out and I work on extinguishers, but there's plenty of room to still park the car. So I don't know if it's really technically a man cave or not. Anyways, I was at a garage sale this morning and here I picked up a ancient 5-pound CO2 fire extinguisher, and it's empty, it needs a hydro test, and it's in horrible condition. But I'm going to see about getting it hydro tested and recharged. If it passes the recharge and it can hold CO2, I'm going to go ahead and try to do a fun restoration on it and see how that turns out. All right, thank you. That's it for now. Well, hello there, Sadybug. Well, the extinguisher's in the shop. So here's a little tour of Dezatell's man cave garage, where he likes to do a lot of work on his fire extinguishers, trying to get them back into serviceable order. Yes. And lots of signs that Dizzy has put up that he enjoys looking at, especially his Marlboro neon sign. Even though he doesn't smoke, he enjoys looking at that. It was given to him by a good friend. Other signs, etc. From places he's gone to, etc., etc. Yes. And different fire extinguishers just spotted around the area. Very nice. Alrighty. And there's more signs over here. There's general nature. Dezatell does love his signs. And his fire extinguishers. This is more or less his tool equipment. Not exactly nicely arranged the way some guys have theirs with pegboards and everything. His is just a big mess. Couple of 5-pound kitty dry chemical plastic valve extinguishers that have been recalled. Dizzy's going to see about calling those into Kitty, getting free replacements. Yes, there we are. A few more signs. Like making signs for our pets. Very good. There's one for Sadie Buglet up there. Yes, sir. Here's an old badge at Dry Chemical. My wife got a degree from the Badger's Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin. So she likes that extinguisher just because she thinks she's a Badger. And we're back to little Sadybug again. Alrighty then. Well, since the 5-pound CO2 extinguisher has been successfully hydro-tested and recharged, however, it could not be legally tagged, although this is just the shop tag, so they wouldn't lose it. They knew who it would belong to. Anyways, I'm going to cut down a 10-pound CO2 extinguisher band and put it on here because you can see that band is completely illegible. And the horn, which was pointed out to me, is also very deformed from old age and probably sitting in heat. So I'm going to use this little spare horn clip, and I'm going to see if I can perhaps jerry-rig a stovepipe CO2 horn on there and make this into a hybrid extinguisher. Looks like I would have to cut this off somewhat to be able to go down to have this little clip hold it. Anyway, that's going to be my project from now on, for the next couple of weeks, I guess. It'll take me that long to do it. And as you can tell, I'm very fat because I did go to Rick's Restoration in Las Vegas back in 2019. It was before COVID and before I started eating a lot. Anyway, that's it. Dizzy Dezatell out for the moment. Thank you. Alrighty, Dizzy Dezatell here again. Well, I've worked on this 5-pound CO2 extinguisher, preparing to get it rehabilitated, and I've cleaned off the cylinder with a wire brush, and I'm going to get ready to repaint it. Alrighty, I've got my 5-pound CO2 extinguisher taped off. The valve is now isolated. I'm going to primer the tank and then paint it red. I always start off painting extinguishers by doing the bottom first. Okay, now we've got the extinguisher bottle upright, and we'll continue priming. And the process is repeated for the final red coat. There we are. I'm going to let this paint cure in the sun before I set it up and paint the rest of the tank. Alrighty, and then the red paint goes on. Alrighty, well, the painting is complete on the extinguisher. Now, so we can make this hydro test date a little more obvious. I'm going to paint it yellow the way John does at the extinguisher shop. He's the foreman, and he always does a fantastic job, and I'm going to do things his way. Alrighty, now that it's been primed, get a little bit of yellow paint on it. I'm going to give it one more coat in a couple of minutes. Alrighty, one more shot of yellow ought to do it. Alrighty, well, Dizzy painted the 5-pound CO2 extinguisher, so now he's going to remove the taping and the masking. Now let's see how everything turned out. This here is the hydro test date, and I'm going to take off the valve covering. Everything should look Hopefully very good. See how we're doing here. Nothing like good old blue painter's tape. I think that will do it, and then I'm going to put the label on it and the horn, a new seal, and we'll be ready to go. Well, hello there. So I've got this 5-pound CO2 repainted. Got a nice new chain and pin installed. I'm going to fit the replacement name band, which is legible now, and I had a special horn clip riveted on by my buddy, and I'm going to put on the stovepipe horn, but I'll have to find a replacement hose because this is a 3/4 inch threaded fitting, whereas the extinguisher itself has a 1/2 inch size. So gonna have to do that little item. There we are. And there's Sadybug and Peanut out here. They keep me company while I'm out here working in my garage man cave. Well, nothing makes the dog's days like seeing other dogs outside. Sadybug and Peanut, they just love seeing other dogs out there. It's all right. It's all right. Those dogs can be allowed to get to. Calm down. Well, well, well. I did manage to find a hose with the proper thread size and got the stovepipe horn installed. However, as you can see, I'm going to have to cut it down because it's too tall for the small 5-pound CO2 tank. So let's get started on that right away. Alrighty. Well, I've got the horn measured. Don't know if you can see the little line that I kind of inscribed on the stovepipe horn. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting. Truncate it down to size so it'll fit on that 5-pound CO2. Alrighty, coming down the home stretch. Straight. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to put these two dogs in the house. Come on, let's go. Who wants to go inside? Alrighty, everybody in. Had to send the dogs inside because while I was out here working just now, I happened to notice quite a bit of ants traveling through the garage. And so here we are right here with some Grant's liquid ant killer. And there they are. They're just tanking up like cows. Okay. Hopefully they'll take it back to the nest and kill the queen. Don't want to have ants in the Dezatell household. Alrighty. Well, now to assure that those dogs don't come out and stick their noses in this poison, I'm gonna put up a couple of extinguishers, and they will block the area from their curious noses, and that ought to be a good blockade for them. Alrighty, safety first. Alrighty then. I've got my 5-pound CO2 fire extinguisher, an old General. I've kind of rehabilitated it and put a hose and horn on it. Now we're going to check it and see how she works. There we are. Pull the pin, take the hose out and horn, aim it at the fire, and here we go. Alrighty then. Well, I think that was a success. Next up, I've got to take this thing and get it recharged. I'll take it to John at the extinguisher shop, and we'll be back to start again. It's got a good hydro date, so it should be no problem at all. Well, here I am back at the extinguisher shop. I'm going to get my CO2 filled up. On, sir. We'll head inside.
Hey, Dizzy, what's up?
Morning, James. I've got this 5-pound CO2. Wondering if you could refill it for me.
All right. Well, this is an orphan rat around here. Yeah, we can get it refilled for you. This is an oldie from the General Fire Extinguisher Company.
Yes.
Yeah. They're no longer in business. The name brand is from a 10-pound CO2, but it's cut down to fit a 5-pound cylinder.
Yeah. I did that myself.
Yeah, it looks nice, nice and clean. Wow. No General 5-pound CO2 units ever had a hose. A few ancient 4-pounders did, but none like this unit.
Okay. I did repaint it. It was awfully in terrible shape.
Yeah, it looks really good. No General CO2 extinguisher ever came from the factory with the stovepipe horn.
Yeah, I know that. I had to install the clip for it too. The hose clip.
Man, that thing looks nice. The stovepipe horn has been cut down to size to fit the cylinder.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, this unit can never be tagged because of all the previous issues. So.
Yeah.
She's a nice unit, but what you got is a doorstep.
Oh man. Now, James, how about if I go to a welding supply shop, I take everything off it so it doesn't look like an extinguisher? Do you think they would refill it with CO2 for me?
Maybe if it was painted a different color.
I'll see what I can do.
Maybe with a different valve.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty, well, James, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
See you next time.
Sounds good. Bring me.
Alrighty. Here's the closing segment on the 5-pound General Fire Extinguisher, which is kind of an orphan rat rod that I've created. Sadybug, you want to get down, sweetheart? There we are. Alrighty, well, since the extinguisher company didn't want to recharge it, I went ahead and took it to a local welding supply company. And all they had to do was take a look at the hydro test date, and it was fine. So they said, sure, we'll fill it for you. And they gave me this nice ID tag that shows what's inside. And so she's ready to go. Anyway, that's it. Dizzy Dezatell out. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.